Hi, welcome back to the second art project. I'm looking forward to the fun that you're going to have on this project. This is an idea of what you're going to do, and the reason why I say it's an idea of what you're going to do is you'll get to pick your own animal and create your own background for this. What I want you to notice about this is look at the body of this animal. When I turn this wheel behind him, notice how he changes colors. You see that? His body is changing colors. And that's because what's behind here is a color wheel. And as I turn the color wheel, the colors on his body are changing. Okay? So when you create yours, you can do a snake, or maybe you might be interested in doing a bird sitting out on a limb, or like the snake could be curled up the tree trunk, or the bird could be sitting out on a limb, or maybe it's a close-up of a butterfly sitting on a flower or a leaf or whatever you want it to be, or maybe it's a frog on one of those swamp lily pads, you know, those green pads on the swamp that they like to sit on. Whatever you want. Pick your animal, make sure it's going to have a big enough body to show the color, so you can see the colors through it. And think about your background. So what I want you to be doing between now and the next couple videos is to be looking through books at your home and magazines and anywhere that you can find pictures, and look for an animal that you'd like to draw and a background you can make up from your head, or you can find another picture with a background that you like, whatever you want. But I do want you to find an animal at least that you can look at the picture to draw. Alright? And notice that I filled the whole thing with something, whether it was the sky or the fern and the leaves and the tree trunk. At every corner of this is filled. See how it's big and close up? When it's big like that to fill your paper, you can see it from far away. So that's really important to think of something that's going to be big enough and fill up your whole paper. Alright, let's take this apart so you can see the parts, alright? So I'm going to flip this, and here on the back you see this pin that I'm going to close. It was open to hold it in place, but since we're going to take this apart, now look at this. See, you can see my hand behind it. You don't have to have this transparency, but we'll go over that later. See those lines? You don't have to have this transparency there, but it might serve its purpose for something you might be doing. So that's just an example for now. We'll cover that later. But that's a big hole. See that? That's a big hole that you'll be cutting out of the animal. The second part here is the color wheel. Let's talk a little bit about colors. There's three different main categories of colors. There's primary colors, there's secondary colors, and there's intermediate colors. Now primary colors, think of one. They're primary. They're the one and only. Primary colors, no two colors can make that color. They are a one and only. And there's three primary colors. I'm going to quiz you here a minute and see if you can tell me what the three primary colors are. Alright, go ahead. What would one be? What would a second one be? And what would the third one be? Now there's no particular order, but if you said red, yellow, and blue, then you are correct. No two colors make red, yellow, or blue. The second category are the secondary colors. Second, you think of number two, right? Secondary colors, two colors make that color. So let me see. Can you guess what the secondary colors are? What are the three colors that two other colors put together make that color? What's one? What's another one? And what's a third one? Now, before I tell you what they are, I'm going to give you some clues to see if the clues will help you. Okay? Now, you probably knew, but if you didn't, let's try these clues first before I tell you, alright? What two colors make, or I'm going about it the wrong way. What color, what secondary color does blue and yellow make? If you said green, then that's correct. What two colors do yellow and red make? If you said orange, then that's correct. And finally, what two colors do red and blue make? If you said purple, then that's correct. So, what are the three secondary colors? What's one? What's another one? And finally, what's the third one? If you said orange, purple, and green, then that is correct. Very good. Now, intermediate colors. I don't know if you've learned intermediate colors yet or not, but assuming you haven't, let's go ahead and learn them today. Intermediate means in between. And so these colors are in between a primary color and a secondary color. Now remember, yellow and blue were primary colors, right? And what color does yellow and blue make? Green. See how it's right in between yellow and blue? It's green. But there's a color in between green and yellow. This color right here. The name of that color is yellow-green, or sometimes called greenish yellow. They're the same color. You just switch the names. Greenish yellow or yellow green. So knowing that, what color do you think this one is that's between the green and the blue? If you said bluish green or greenish blue, then that is correct. Is this starting to sound like your crayon box? Yeah, I'm sure. You have those colors in your crayon box too. So now, knowing that, we have blue here and we have purple down here. So what color do you think this one's going to be? It's pretty easy. If you said bluish purple or purplish blue, then that is correct. That means this one over, or this one here, that's red. This one's purple. So this would be, if you said reddish purple, that is correct. Let's go on to this one here. It's between orange and red. So if it's between orange and red, what's the name of this intermediate color? Reddish orange or orangish red. Very good. And last but not least is this color right up here. It's between the yellow right here, and the orange. So its name would be, if you said yellowish orange or orange yellow, then that is correct. And those are the intermediate colors. Intermediate because they're in between a primary color and a secondary color. So when we get to painting with the watercolors and creating this watercolor color wheel, we'll be adding the primary colors, the secondary colors, and the intermediate colors. Alright, last thing before we go on this video are the supplies that you're going to need for your next video, because in the next video we're going to start cutting out the pieces and getting them ready and prepared for the painting. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to need is a poster board. Now, as you can tell, I've already cut a piece out of it, but you're going to need a poster board that is either rough on both sides or rough on one side. Usually they're shiny and slick on one side. We don't want to use that side because the water is just going to roll right off of it. We want the dull, rough side because that side's going to hold the water. So be sure that the poster board you get has at least one rough side to it. Just feel it and you'll be able to feel that, oh, that's not as slick and shiny as the other side. That's the side you're going to use because it holds water better. Alright, so you're going to need one big poster board, and you're going to need, just for this next video, you're going to need a ruler. Go ahead and listen to the supplies you need, then turn off this video, get your supplies, re-watch this video so you can make sure that you have all the things that I mentioned here. Alright, so you'll need a poster board, a ruler for measuring, you'll need a pencil, you'll need an eraser, see that? You'll need scissors, you'll need a big safety pin. A small one will do too, but a big one would be even better. So a safety pin, and you'll see what that's for later, and a plate. Alright, you're going to need the plate to measure out your color wheel. Alright, so a plate, scissors, pencil, eraser, safety pin, ruler, and poster board. Go ahead and get all those things, come back, re-watch this video to be sure you have everything, and then start the second video. Alright, we'll see you then. Bye.